The movie opens in a dark room where a man is seen hibernating in a cryo chamber. He is wearing a special mask which enables him to breathe and consume food in his sleep. The camera then pans to a monitor kept in the room, and it shockingly reveals that the unnamed man has been in hibernation for 17 years, 2 months, and 22 hours. All of a sudden, the device experiences a power failure, and the cryo chamber slowly begins to open. Flashing lights and blaring alarms also fill the room, forcing the man to awaken after almost 2 decades of sleep. The first thing he does is unload his bladder, take off his mask, and we finally get a proper view of the man's face. He appears to be in his mid-50s, which is evident by the fact that he barely has any hair. As the sirens continue blaring, the man coughs for a while and then leans against the wall. After all these years of sleep, his body seems to have become a bit stiff, but the man doesn't get much time to rest as the monitor warns him to evacuate immediately. So he quickly checks around the room and gathers as many supplies as he can. The man also dons a special suit and grabs a rifle before venturing outside. After getting out of the bunker, he climbs all the way up and finally reaches the surface. But to his horror, he discovers a world vastly different from the one he knew 17 years ago. The beautiful city, which was once sprawling with life and greenery, has now become decimated beyond repair. Not even a single living being can be seen in the distance, indicating that a nuclear strike has taken place here. As if that's not enough, it is raining all the time. The radioactive rain has corroded off everything it comes in contact with, making the city look completely black and white. This grim, scary, and dilapidated world is the new reality now. The man is left in utter shock after witnessing this, but he has no choice but to push forward as it's only a matter of hours before his supplies run out. He hopes that there are people still surviving in this harsh wasteland. After gathering himself, the man checks his device, which reveals that the environment is too toxic to breathe. He has limited oxygen supply, so he must act quick. Just then, he receives a notification on his device asking him to head towards a rendezvous point. The distance is a whopping 10.4 kilometers, which may take hours to reach in this environment, but the man doesn't have a second option, so he proceeds towards the same. Following this, we are given some aerial shots of the city, and it looks like nothing short of an apocalypse. The debris of buildings, cars, and even airplanes are scattered here and there. We also see blast craters on the ground, and newspapers with the headlines of war. After a while of walking, the man reaches an abandoned military base. Several cars are lying outside in a ramshackle state, but nothing useful is inside of them. The man then slowly enters the building, with his rifle at the ready. He is desperate to find another human, but he is also wary that people can turn into monsters in this situation. The man goes room to check, but all he comes across is debris and trash. At one point, he finally manages to find something useful, a landline, but unfortunately it does not have a working connection. This causes his heart to sink, and he grieves for a moment, but he soon gathers his bearings and continues on his journey. After getting out of the building, the man checks his device, only to learn that it has no signal. His already difficult journey has now become impossible, as he doesn't know where to go. He again checks the nearby cars, hoping to find something useful, but to no avail. The man then aimlessly walks in random directions for hours. He becomes so hopeless that he plans to fire his only flare gun into the sky, but at the last moment, he reconsiders. The rain has also gotten progressively worse, and the man's hopes of survival are slowly diminishing. But just when he's at his lowest point, his device beeps. The man checks it and finds the notification, "Environment safe." This leaves him in a serious dilemma. For 17 long years, the device had been dormant inside the bunker, and he's not sure if it's giving accurate readings. But the man also knows that his oxygen supply is going to run out, so it is a risk that he has to take. He summons his courage and takes off his protective helmet. To his delight, the rain doesn't affect him, indicating that the environment here is indeed safe. The man cannot believe that he is finally breathing natural air and feeling the rainwater on his little face. He takes a good while to rejoice the moment, as he knows he might not experience this again. Or maybe this is all he'll ever experience again. Amidst the joyful moment, the device beeps again. This time it claims that a team member is nearby. The man is shocked as it shows the distance to be only 205 meters. Filled with renewed hope and determination, determination, he gathers his stuff and rushes to the said location. The man has now started dreaming of reuniting with another human after almost 2 decades. What if it's a lady? Unfortunately, when he arrives at the spot, all he can find is a rusty helmet that belonged to the team member. It is evident that the person died a long time ago. Nearby, the man finds a radio, which was emitting the signals to him. Devastated and heartbroken, he breaks down in tears and starts cursing at the top of his voice. Bullshit! Once he's done, he gives the deceased team member a proper burial. He also chants a few prayers, proving that the humanity within him is well and truly alive. Following this, the man puts his helmet back on and continues on his journey. Since he doesn't know the exact direction to the rendezvous point, he decides to take a detour. After a few hours, he arrives at a ravaged neighborhood, which once housed many families. The man enters one of the houses, where he comes across a room filled with photographs. As he observes them, he becomes emotional and starts crying. Again? God. It is revealed that the house belonged to none other than him. A picture of the man with his wife and their beloved dog reminds him of the joyful moments they had in the past. But he can only dream of those moments now, as the world he knew no longer exists. Alright, he gets a pass for crying there. After the man gets out of the house, he desperately pleads for help on his radio. He hopes that someone will hear him and find him. He continues trying for hours, and during this we are shown more aerial footage of the city. The skyscrapers and other monuments have been reduced to rubble, and everything looks monochrome. Shortly after, the man enters a tunnel where he comes across several posters. They all talk about war and killing, and Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, which it turns out triggered the apocalypse. The man observes them for a while before continuing on his way. When hunger sets in, he takes out a can of dog food and starts eating it. This is the ultimate luxury that he can get right now. Such is the state of the world. But the food soon runs out, and with that, his chances of survival become slimmer. Despite this grim situation, the man tries his best to motivate himself. Even though there is not a single human in sight, he decides that he has to look neat and tidy. He whips out his razor blade and starts shaving his beard, even though he doesn't have a beard. The man uses a broken piece of glass to observe himself. As he is engrossed in this activity, the battery of his device suddenly runs out. Now, he is left completely on his own, without any food, water, or radio signal. This shatters the man's will to live, and he starts sobbing while holding the device in his arms. Not even 20 years of cryosleep can prevent addiction to technology. In the next scene, he somehow gets up and climbs up the tallest building in the region. Now, he has only one thing that can help him: his flare gun. The man is still hopeful that there is a living human in the city, but he doesn't know where, so he decides to signal for help through the sky. He then fires his flare into the sky and nervously waits for a response. A few seconds pass, and there is absolute silence in the region. This devastates the man, and he probably cries, and also he prepares to leave. But just then, someone responds to him by firing back a flare gun. Elated by the sight, the man rushes down the building and heads towards the direction from which the flare was blasted. The rain has also stopped, which has made visibility clearer for him. Just then, he spots a helmet in the distance, which probably belongs to the person. But our hero doesn't look very thrilled, as the helmet has the enemy's symbol on it. This means that the person will probably be hostile, who won't hesitate to kill and loot supplies. Regardless, the man is willing to take the risk, as he has been lonely for way too long. He brings out his rifle and slowly proceeds towards the helmet. But as he's about to reach it, a gun cocks behind him. When the man turns around, he is shocked to find a woman pointing a rifle towards him. They stare at each other for a while, but soon lower their weapons, as there's no point in fighting anymore. Neither of them utter a single word, yet they understand everything. This is a sweet moment, but we all know they are going to bone so hard that his penis. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.